Good evening and welcome to Different Perspectives. I'm Paul Ndiho in Washington. This is a global news special on Different Perspectives. I'm Paul Ndiho. It's February 28th, 2026. The geopolitical landscape of the Middle East has shifted dramatically. United States and Israel have launched a preemptive strike against Tehran and the regime in Tehran. What does this mean? I'm here to break it down. This is breaking news. It's certainly fascinating to read or to wake up this morning and read that Israel and the United States have launched what officials are calling a massive coordinated preemptive strike against Iran. President Donald Trump has confirmed the start of what he described as a major combat operations aimed at eliminating what the administration calls imminent nuclear and missile threat. This marks a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy from deterrence to direct military engagement. Here is what we know at this hour. Explosions have been reported across Tehran, including strikes on high-value political and military sites. One of the most significant reported impacts occurred near offices associated with the supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei. The 86-year-old leader has reportedly been removed to a secure location. Analysts say the pattern of strikes suggests an effort to degrade the regime's command and control structure. Meanwhile, inside Israel, Defense Minister Katz has declared an immediate nationwide state of emergency. Air raids, sirens are sounded, and citizens have received proactive alerts, instructing them to remain near protected areas in anticipation of possible Iranian ballistic missile retaliations. This escalation follows the complete collapse of nuclear negotiations in Geneva. Just 48 hours ago, mediators initially signaled progress, but the talks ended without agreement after Iran reportedly rejected U.S. demands to dismantle enrichment facilities and transfer its nuclear stockpile abroad. Diplomacy, for now, has failed. So we are at war. As I speak to you, this is breaking news. It's the United States and Israel have launched a joint operation in Tehran. Security and diplomatic expert I spoke to a while back told me that if the US and Israel decide to go to war, it's an escalation that carries serious global consequences. Quote, if the US joins in a full-scale war, you risk drawing Russia, China, even Pakistan. That's how the World War III starts. This is a direct quote from the security and diplomatic expert who has been following what's happening in the region. At the heart of the crisis is Iran's nuclear capability. Iran has enriched uranium to 70%. Dr. Edgar explained you need 90% for weapons grade. They are close. That's why Israel and the United States are striking now. But the consequences extend beyond the military targets. Iran has closed its national airspace and warned of what it calls a crushing response. The conflict now threatens the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic checkpoint through which roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes. Any disruptions there could trigger a global energy crisis. and shock immediate spikes in oil markets. There is also concern about a multi-front conflict. Iran's regional proxy network, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and allied militias elsewhere, could activate in response, dramatically widening the battlefield. Despite the intensity of this moment, analysts say there are no winners in a nuclear war, except human loss. This morning, the world watches to see whether this operation remains limited or becomes an opening chapter of a broader regional war. We will continue to monitor these developments as they unfold. For ongoing coverage and in-depth analysis, stay with us. Right here at Indiho Media, across our YouTube platforms, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky. And for sure, if you appreciate this kind of independent reporting, conversations like this, bringing you breaking news stories, please support our work right here at Indiho Media. Feel free to send us your donation via PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or subscribe to our media platforms. Become a paid member for premium access to all the content that we produce. Your donations, of course, help us to do research, to stream live like we are doing right now, produce more content, and bring you voices from across the world on matters on issues that matter to you. Follow, share, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify, and Substack. Again, this is a breaking news story. We are live. I'm sure if you just start joining us or you're just waking up, this is a breaking news story. The United States and Israel have launched joint strike on Iran. This global news special report on different perspectives is happening right now. This is a live segment. We are updating the story as we go forward. Israel and the United States have launched what officials are calling a massive, coordinated preemptive strike on Iran. President Donald Trump has confirmed that that's the start of what he called or described as a major combat operation aimed at eliminating what the administration now calls imminent nuclear and missile threat. Of course, talking to analysts, this marks a significant shift in U.S. policy from deterrence to direct military engagement. Here is what we know so far. Strikes are happening across Iran, especially targeted areas in Tehran and other places. Of course, explosions have been reported across multiple places, including strikes on high-value political and military sites. One of the most significant reported impacts occurred near offices associated with the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. The 86-year-old has reportedly been moved to a secure location. Analysts say the pattern of the strikes suggests an effort to degrade the regime's command and control structure. Meanwhile, inside Israel, Defense Minister Katz has declared an immediate nationwide emergency. Air raids, sirens sounded the whole night. Citizens have received proactive alerts instructing them to remain in near protected spaces in anticipation of possible Iranian ballistic missile retaliation. This escalation follows the complete collapse of the nuclear negotiations in Geneva and Oman just 48 hours ago. Mediators initially signaled progress, but talks ended with agreements after Iran reportedly rejected U.S. demands to dismantle enrichment facilities and transfer its nuclear stockpile abroad. Diplomacy for now has failed. The United States and Israel are at war with Iran. Obviously, how this ends, nobody knows. This could have a huge ripple effect. This war could escalate into something that nobody anticipated. Once something like this starts, you cannot control the outcome of it. We've seen it happen before. Iran is going to be on the offensive. They're going to definitely strike back in whichever way they feel fit. The United States and Israel, on the other hand, are on high alert, making sure that when these strikes happen or when Iran retaliates, they can securely protect themselves. Earlier on, I spoke to a security and diplomatic expert based in Nairobi, Dr. Edgar Gitua. He told me that the escalation at this level carries serious global consequences. If the US joins in at full scale, you risk drawing Russia, China, even Pakistan. That's how World War III starts. I kid you not, this could be the beginning of World War III because this thing is not going to end. For now, what we know for sure right here at Ndiho Media, we know that it's a joint strike between the United States and Israel. Other Western countries haven't expressed what they're going to do or to join forces with the United States and Israel in striking Iran. But at the moment, it's just a joint operation between the United States and Iran. And for those of you who are just joining us, this is a breaking news story. We'll keep you updated as the day progresses or as the story unfolds. At the heart of the crisis, Iran's nuclear capability. Iran has enriched uranium to 70%, according to a security and diplomatic expert who told me you need 90% for weapons grade. That means they are close. Excuse me. But the consequences extend beyond targets. Iran has closed its national airspace and warned of what it calls a crashing response. The conflict now threatens the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic checkpoint through which roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes. Any disruption there could trigger a global energy shock and immediate spikes in oil markets. This is also a concern about a multi-front conflict. Iran's regional proxy network, including Hezbollah, Hamas, and other people, are allied with the militias, could strike at Israel and other targets. This could activate in response, dramatically widening the battlefield. Despite the intensity of this moment, analysts say there's no winners in such a war. Humanity loses. Obviously, a lot of people are going to die as a result of this. Chances are that the leadership in Tehran is going down. There's going to be a regime change because I don't see how the United States and Israel can launch a full-blown war against the regime in Israel and somehow, miraculously, those leaders survive. So what we are looking at is either a regime change in Tehran or the beginning of what analysts have characterized as World War III. This morning, the world, of course, watches to see whether the operation remains limited or becomes an opening chapter of a broader regional war, like they have described it, World War III. I'm not here to scare you, but chances are that this could be the beginning of what a lot of us feared was going to happen. The war between Iran, the United States, and Israel. Here we are. This is not gossip. This is the reality that we are living in right now. the United States and Israel have launched preemptive strikes against the regime in Tehran. They're going after military installations, military targets, but perhaps more importantly, they want to dismantle the nuclear sites. They attempted to do that last summer, and somehow things didn't go the way they wanted. Now they are at it again, but this time with a different agenda. Dismantle the nuclear sites and a weapons degrade. For example, take out all the missiles that Iran has invested heavily in. Again, this is a live segment. We are monitoring things as they unfold. Right now, I just wanted to bring you up to speed based on what I know. This is what's going on. By the end of the day, we'll have figured out what this could escalate into. But for now, this is what's going on. And maybe I'll take a break and I'll come back a bit later. If you appreciate independent conversations or independent reporting like this, support our work or the work of Ndiho Media, feel free to send us your donation via PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or subscribe to our paid platforms, become a paid member for premium access to all the content that we produce. Obviously, your donations go a long way to help us research, to hire a team, to stream, to produce, and bring voices from across the world right here to give us insights and analysis about global events like this major event that is happening a couple thousand miles away from us. You can also share, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify, and Substack. I'm Paul Ndiho. This is breaking news, different perspectives, and we'll come back in a while, maybe to give you some updates. Thank you.